My name's Brandon Jones, Pops on Pop Culture, and let's talk movies. Obviously right now, everybody's trying to fill some time. If you're not in a hard quarantine, you may be in a soft quarantine. So I wanted to break down some things that we're watching, we're spending time with. Feel free to add comments, questions, those kinds of things, and I will get to those as I go along. So the news is crazy. I've been doing some interviews and some live videos pretty much every day. So let me start off with Amazon. Amazon Prime is something that's very, very common for many of you, but if you don't, you actually can still buy digital movies through Amazon, and it's stored in your library. So whatever email address you have, whatever you buy under that email address is accessible in your library. And if you have a Prime account, you have access to a ton of additional material that is free. I wanted to go through a few things that are on Amazon. Maybe that gives you some cool movies and stuff that you can watch. I'll make some comments about a few of those, and I will get to Facebook Live, answer your comments, questions as I run along. But Amazon Video right now has a deals button. So if you hit the deals button on Amazon Video has an app. You can watch the movies on your phone, your tablet, your laptop. Again, whatever your email address, it's all attached to that. So you can have whatever movies that you want attached to your Amazon account, and those will be in there for a lifetime, right? So right now they have a bunch of $4.99 movies, $6.99 movies, and $10.99 movies. So let me give you some recommendations, right? Maybe you didn't want to spend the money or whatever, but for 15 bucks, oh no, I guess it would be 20, right? Because there's 4 of them. All the Hunger Games movies are there. Let's see, the first one is $4.99, the other 3 are $6.99. So for like, 25 bucks, you can own all the Hunger Games movies. You can digitally watch them anywhere and anytime. That's something that's on sale right now. You can take advantage of that. If you're a fan of Quentin Tarantino movies, tons of his movies are $4.99. Some of them are great, some of them I can't really recommend. They are definitely violent, graphic, whatever, but they're very interesting and creative. He has a huge fan base, so maybe that's something that you're interested in, but they're all there as well. A bunch of them are there, so obviously the Kill Bills and Pulp Fictions, that kind of stuff. There's also some other great sci-fi films for those of us that love science fiction. Terminator 2 and Total Recall, if you're a Schwarzenegger fan, are both $4.99, and the Terminator Dark Fate, the brand new one, is actually $9.99. Let me talk about that one for a brief second, because that one kind of had a lot of mixed reviews, and I actually found that one a lot more entertaining than I thought I would. There's really not enough Arnold in it. He's really funny and good when he's in it. The movie was completely destroyed by the trailer and the marketing. Again, they spoil stuff that you didn't need to have spoiled. It was just very frustrating, but some really cool action stuff, and for 10 bucks. You're going to have a good time watching Terminator Dark Fate. So trying to give you some options through Amazon. There is also a ton of stuff that's free through Amazon. So like I said, some of those you hit the, it says included with Prime. So you can search down that option. And by the way, I'm talking only about movies tonight. We can do another whole clip. We can talk about the TV series that are on there, different TV shows. They have original content. They have stuff sorted out by kids, documentary, tons of stuff. And whenever you watch something, there is an option. If you look above it, it will say also watched or suggested. Those kind of links take you to a list of other things that are like it. Let me just say, Amazon has a massive library of documentaries that are free for you to watch on Prime. And we kind of like stumbled across that, and we've been down a rabbit hole. My wife's down a rabbit hole with different things that she's interested in, and I'm down one over here, and it really is a lot of stuff for you to watch. So again, right now we're all trying to fill some time, take our mind off things, and Amazon is something that almost everyone's plugged into. Just want to make sure you have a lot of content out there that you can use to kind of get you through that. So let me head back to you guys on Facebook Live and answer some questions and say welcome to everybody that's there. My wife Laura recommends Fat, the documentary. It is also free on there. She's watching a lot of those that deal with nutrition, diet. She's in a keto diet. She's done amazing. 60 something pounds on her keto diet. She's kind of got me turned around a little bit, believe it or not, guys. Can you believe that? Can you believe it? Okay, maybe not. All right, some other stuff that's on there. All right, some of you guys love musicals. This guy, not so much. However, Sound of Music is $4.99. La La Land is $9.99. So, again, not my cup of tea. Not a big fan of most musicals. I have found some that I love, but those two are on sale. And again, Amazon has a ton of stuff. I am probably giving you maybe a third to 50% of some of these categories. They had lists. Again, you go to deals through your Amazon Prime, use your Amazon Video. So again, if you use Amazon mostly on your phone or your tablet, you probably have what's called an Amazon shopping app. You need to get Amazon Video app. It's 2 different apps. You would sign in the same accounts. They're totally linked. When you put your credit card on there, you have it all sorted out in there. It knows when you buy something to go right to that. So be a little careful with Amazon Video because you can accidentally buy something. But know that whenever you put something into that library, it's attached to that email address and it is yours forever. So there's a ton of great stuff. There's also another couple of films I want to mention real quick, then I'll get back to your comments. There's a couple of other sci-fi films and some that, you know, kind of mixed feelings, but again, you know, it's actually a few dollars, right? Gravity is on there. That's the one with Sandra Bullock. You know, George Clooney's given a credit, but let's face it, Sandra Bullock is pretty much the only one in it. But it is a visually stunning film, and it really has some great sound. I actually liked it more than I thought I would. I don't really care for either one of those two as actors, but she was actually not too bad in that one. But it's heavy sci-fi film. If you're not into sci-fi films, not something you would enjoy. The other one is Contact, which actually is a surprisingly interesting film, especially in hindsight. Obviously, Jodie Foster and Matthew McConaughey. It's a search for aliens kind of thing. It really was interesting. And actually, I watched it again. Again, it's on there. It's only a few dollars. So that's one that you might want to check out. If you are a fan of a great kids movie, you might want to check out Paddington. Paddington's on there as well. There's a ton of great content actually on Amazon Prime. There's stuff that's, you know, $4.99, $9.99, and of course there's a ton of free stuff. So that's what I'm checking into, kind of giving you guys a heads up on some of that stuff. So again, another great recommendation by my wife. Huge fan of musicals, so she loves Newsies, and Newsies is there. Now, I don't know if Newsies is free for everyone. We own it, so, you know, I turned Newsy on for her today. So, you know, who's the guy? Right here. Suck it up like a man. So a couple that are free. One free is Bumblebee. I mentioned Bumblebee the other night. I think the White Owl family were talking about, I think Jacqueline, you were talking about how much kids love the Transformers. Bumblebee is the newest one. It was directed by Travis Knight and not Michael Bay, and I can tell you right now, the best decision they've ever made. Bumblebee is actually extremely entertaining. Haley Steinfeld is the actress. She stars with John Cena, and it's basically on just the one character, Bumblebee, and it kind of is before the first film. It's like how he ends up on Earth and how he loses his voice, how he interacts with the humans, and how it kind of sets up them coming to Earth. And it's got a great soundtrack with retro 80s music. It's got some really great scenes and action stuff. And you know what? I got to be honest. It's free with some commercials. Oh, actually, you know, I don't think that one even has commercials. I think that was just free for streaming. So check that out. That's on there again, the Amazon. Another one is called Super 8. This is a J.J. Abrams film. Elle Fanning is in that one. She's the girl you might know as Aurora from the 2 Maleficent films. She's pretty good in this film, actually. Super 8's an interesting sci-fi film. I liked most of it. I think it fell a little bit short, but it's kind of got that Spielberg retro feel for sci-fi movies, family stuff. So a little bit more like Goonies with some of the language and stuff, so not totally appropriate for like the, you know, little guys. I'm sure it's PG-13. It's never graphic or really awfully off-putting or profane or anything like that. But there's a few too many curse words for my taste for some of the little guys, but it is a good movie for free. All right, so let's see. What is my suggestion for a Disney fix with the parks closed? Wow. Okay, so let me hit that in the best way I can, and that is try to find... All right, well, you know, we're not really supposed to go places, right, Deb? So it's a little hard to figure out how to plug in. We could do a whole show just on Disney Plus. Maybe you guys want me to do that. We could break down Disney Plus because the content there's a lot of content, and I could go on and on about good and bad with that. I can tell you that it's been fun to, you know, binge or kind of go through the Pirates movies again. I did some of those. I did recently look at, you know, some of the other Disney movies. You know, Tangled, of course, is one that we talked about here recently. Allison's favorite. You know, I think just picking and choosing those and kind of staying plugged in that for the Disney fanatic, that's kind of the best way to kind of keep that adrenaline going of your love of it all, because it is a little hard. It's hard to know how Disney's going to make accommodations when they start to plan reopening and that kind of thing. So I think right now we're kind of in a gray area. Dave says, do you know what new release movies are going straight to digital due to the lockdown? Okay, there's a ton, actually. So you can already pre-buy. And I'm talking mostly about Amazon tonight, so I'm pretty sure almost all these are through Amazon. But if you use other apps for this, like Fandango or Vudu or whatever, you can get the Movies Anywhere is a good way to kind of resource all that. But obviously, Rise of Skywalker and Frozen 2 got moved up. So those are already accessible. You buy those. Pretty much all of the new ones I'm going to talk about are $19.99. So when you buy those, you actually own those outright immediately. There's no delay with that. And it will say early access on some apps. So when you see them, it seems a little weird. Like, why would it say that? You're just getting it now with all the features and all of that kind of stuff now. It's not actually even available for rent, I think, until whatever the official release date is. They have actually also moved up several other movies right from the theater to now. And for instance, The Way Back is a Ben Affleck sports movie, and it's also available $19.99. You'll also find there's a few that have like little caveats and nuances to it. So Debbie, you were mentioning Disney. Pixar's Onward is actually available for purchase. And again, it will be on Disney Plus in a couple weeks. So you can knock that out now for $19.99, get your fix in. And Onward is actually a good family film. We really enjoyed it a lot. It's got a great appeal for the gaming community. It's kind of like a Zootopia meets a gaming thing with a lot of fun little jokes and things like that. And then a great message on brotherhood and dealing with grief and some things like that. So I really would recommend Onward. Universal released Invisible Man and The Hunt. And there's a few other films that I'm not familiar with or I didn't see or really can't recommend. Those two are available for $19.99, but it's through a deluxe rental package of some kind. I think you get it for a couple of days, but it's not for purchase yet. I'm not sure I totally understand the nuances of that. Universal doesn't, as far as I know, have a really good they don't have their own sort of branded streaming service. They don't have their own way of doing that. So maybe a way of them kind of getting that last bit of theater money while we kind of filter through these first few weeks and see what theaters are going to open or not open. Also, right now available is the new Bloodshot movie. That's the Vin Diesel one. It's based on a comic book by Valiant. It's kind of an obscure comic book. Very CGI heavy and sci-fi. My son-in-law saw it. He liked it. I don't think there's a lot of great reviews on it. I think it's just what it is. They're going to blow some stuff up. Good guy, bad guy. There's actually kind of a big surge in a lot of drive-ins. I don't know if you're in an area where they do drive-ins, so you can enjoy it. A lot of drive-ins now, not when I was a kid, you go, there's no little staticky box to hang on your glass anymore. You adjust it to the radio and you tune it in. I don't know, Laura and I were discussing it, but I don't want to run my car for 2.5 hours or whatever it would take, but I would kind of like the drive-in experience. I would like to run a retro drive-through, a drive-in. Wouldn't that kind of cool? Like the old commercials and stuff, go to the concession, time to get your popcorn. I'm distracted so easily. Okay, so we're talking about different movies. I focus mostly on the stuff that's available through Amazon because I know so many people are connected to Amazon. And again, get your app, set up your payment, build your library. If you already have codes at home, a lot of those codes will work, and you can kind of set them up through other platforms and they'll cross over. So kind of play with that a little bit. It's kind of nuanced. Might take you some tricks in a couple times. But yeah, Vudu is a great one. Movies Anywhere is a great way to start because once you're in Movies Anywhere, you set that up, you register your Amazon on there, and then it will link them back and forth. And when you see these on Movies Anywhere, you'll see deals. And when you hit it, it will show you Amazon Video as an option to buy it. You hit that, it will charge your Amazon card that you have set up, and that's how it will come in.